Hello, Carver. Welcome to a very, very special edition of On the Air. And for CCAT, I'm Ken Simmons. And I say special edition because, as you can see in back of me, there's a sign, Fairhaven Shipyards. You know what that means? We're here at the Fairhaven Shipyards because that's where Mayflower II is now moored, berthed, parked, however you want to say it. And we're going to take you through the repairs they've done. We're going to talk to the captain of the Mayflower, or as they said in the old days, the master of the ship. He's going to take us through there. I have with me today Will McKinney, cameraman par excellence. He knows what to do and he goes ahead and does it. Not to say a word to that guy. So he's going to show you a lot of shots inside the ship, outside the ship, all around the ship, and it's just going to be, I am so excited. I'm like a little kid, because to me, the Mayflower II is such an exact replica that I feel it's the real thing. And believe me, I know the real thing. I sailed on it once. At my age, that's not hard to believe, is it? Anyway, we're going to take you on a tour and we're going to follow the ship until she's back in Plymouth. So today is only the beginning. Pay attention, stay glued to your seats, and I promise you an excellent show, because the Mayflower, if she hadn't done what she did with those 102 people that suffered for 66 days and then landed in a world they didn't know anything about, oh my goodness, just think about that. Just think about that. I couldn't do that. I could not do that today. I don't know how many people could. Anyway, that's what we're going to show you, thanks to CCAT and Will McKinney and Rich Goulart and Ken Bukes and all the staff at CCAT. They're the ones that thought this up, and they're the ones that are bringing it to you. So, without further ado, I'm going to meet my co-host. His name is Captain, I'm not even going to tell you that. He's the master of the ship. You'll meet him, and he'll give you his name himself. So, without further ado, follow me. Okay, I'm impressed already by this place, but we are going to meet, as I said a minute ago, the captain of the Mayflower, and he's walking away from me. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. Ken Simmons, and you're?
Peter Aronstam. Pleasure to meet you.
Captain.
Captain Peter Aronstam.
You don't mind if I call you Captain?
Of course not.
Okay. Wait, this is the Mayflower.
That's right. Mayflower II, of course, built in 1957 as a reproduction of the original.
I got to tell you something. As I said to you off camera, we might have a little noise here because we're in the shipyard.
That's right.
You have to understand that. They're working here. This is a working day for them. So a little noise is going to be good for the background, I think. You know, as I told you off camera, to me, I'm going to have a hard time not thinking this is the real Mayflower.
Yeah, the whole idea with Mayflower II actually is to have you as a visitor come aboard and have an experience as if you were in the 17th century. So that's perfect reaction for you.
I've been on board the Mayflower several times. I took my family aboard. You know, I'm not going to go all through that, but each time I go on there, because I'm a big history buff, and this is such a large part of our national heritage, that I keep thinking, this is the real Mayflower. But it's an exact replica, am I right?
Yeah, it's as close as we can come, or as anyone can come, to what the original looked like.
Let me say, you've come very close, and I know because I came over on the original one, as you can tell.
Yeah.
No, what happened? Why are we here? Why is this boat? The boat got sick.
Well, Mayflower is certified by the Coast Guard to carry passengers, and part of that certification process requires us to be hauled out of the water every other year for inspection. This past December was one of those inspection years, and in the course of that inspection we found some work that needed to be taken care of that required us to be in the shipyard longer than we normally do.
So it comes over here every year anyway?
Every other winter. We're in the shipyard, yeah.
Okay. How long has it been here now?
Well, we arrived mid-December, and here we are in end of July, so 6 months or so.
Yeah, 6 months. the people, some of the people in Plymouth are a little upset. I suppose you know that.
Oh yeah. I was telling
Especially
somebody.
the merchants.
I was telling somebody this morning. Got out of my car to go to the bank in Plymouth Sunday. My head was just above my car. Hey, Peter, when's the ship coming back? So everywhere I go, people are looking for that ship.
I feel kind of bad for you because I know it's not your fault.
Right.
And you've been overseeing this job since you got here,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. We have a maritime artisan staff at Plymouth Plantation who takes care of the ship year round. But then then of course these big jobs are taken care of by a shipyard.
Yeah, of course. Tell the people what you are. You're the master of the ship, right?
Yeah, my job, I have a captain's license for sailing vessels, and most of my job is, as I said, maintaining and restoring Mayflower II.
Okay.
When we do sail Mayflower, I train the crew, and we pick volunteers who help us sail and get the ship ready to go, and then we do our sails out in the bay.
You know, it's interesting when you said to me, I was a little shocked when you said that she is Coast Guard certified
Right.
to carry passengers.
That's right, yeah.
You have sanitary facilities on board?
When we sail, we do.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, Mayflower has two lives. The life of the ship at the dock when she's representing a 17th century vessel, and then the life of the ship when she's underway. When she's underway, she's under strict regulation by the U.S. Coast Guard to keep the ship and the passengers safe. But when we're at the dock, we try to maintain the sense of being on a 17th century vessel as much as we can.
You've certainly achieved that. I'm not an expert, but I am a tourist at heart.
Yeah.
And you have done an exceptional job.
Yeah.
Now, you've been with us since '57, right?
No, I've only been at the museum for 22 years.
Only, my goodness.
Mayflower, of course, was built in England in 1957 and sailed to America that year.
They told me you sailed with her.
No, not from 1957.
You didn't.
No.
Is any of the original crew still?
There actually are, I want to say, 8 crewmen left who sailed, of the 33 who sailed her here in 1957. There's an American cabin boy named Joe Meany who lives locally, who comes by regularly and talks about the voyage. And there's the rest are English and Australian gentlemen.
Okay, well and it was built in England.
Right, it was built in Brixham, England, and Stuart Upham's yard down in the southwest of England, and sailed to America with Captain Alan Villiers in charge of the ship. And then it was turned over to Plymouth Plantation to hold in trust for the people of the United States. It was a gift from the people of England to the people of the United States.
I didn't know that. That's great.
Right.
That's a great story.
Part of our responsibility is to make sure that Mayflower will be around for a long time to tell that very important story, as you mentioned, of the founding of our country and what it means to be an American, what it means to travel from a place, your home, to a completely alien environment, whether it was in 1620 or in 2013. That story is relevant for a lot of people.
I heard a mother telling, down at the waterfront in Plymouth, I heard a mother telling her child that this came over to the United States in 1620. I said, I'm sorry, I think you're wrong. I don't think it came to the United States. It wasn't the United States at the time,
of course
right?
not. No.
You know, these people, the viewers that are sitting at home right now, I am so impressed with this ship that you see in back of me that I keep thinking it's the original. It is not. It's a replica, an exact replica, but it's a symbol of our national heritage. If these people hadn't come over here, I wonder what would have happened.
Yeah, of course it's hard to say.
Interesting to contemplate, though, isn't it?
Who would have come in their place and how things would have developed at the time.
Now, I know that the ship originally was built using period tools, period.
Right.
Are you using now to repair it? Are you using period tools?
In some cases, for example, the caulking that is going on today, that's as it would have been done in the 17th century with a big mallet that you swing and a forcing iron and the oakum. It's just big, heavy labor. But to be honest, some of the work is done with modern machinery, electric drills, and a modern steam box to bend those planks into place.
Wow.
But it's a big job, regardless of the type of
I had
machinery.
I saw the ship in the water, and I had no idea it was that huge. Look at it.
Yeah, she weighs 256 tons.
Wow.
If you tried to pick her up, that's what she would weigh.
Wow.
And so it's a big, heavy vessel. A lot of heavy oak, as you mentioned. The hull planking is 3-inch thick stock. Each plank weighs between 200 and 300 pounds. So it's big, heavy
Holy
stuff.
mackerel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big, heavy job.
It's, I'm going to ask a very crass question, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to.
Okay.
Because this is the community show.
Sure.
We're all friends and neighbors here.
Okay.
Who pays for it?
Well, Plymouth Plantation, a nonprofit public museum, owns the ship. And so we are responsible for the yard bill that is quite extensive, to be honest, this
Yes.
time of year. We
Yes.
have actually on our website, it's the Save Our Ship page, SOS page, where people can donate. Private individuals have been donating to help pay for the cost of the restoration. We do get a lot of support from private individuals, but a great deal of the money that we use to operate comes from people coming to visit Plymouth Plantation every single day.
Okay, all right. But you will accept donations.
Of course, yes, and we're always actively looking for donations.
You people sitting at home now, this is an interesting thing. If you would like to donate to this magnificent ship, how would they do that?
The best thing to do, of course, you can always call our development office at Plymouth Plantation, but the best thing to do is to go through our website, plymouth.org, plimoth.org, and look for the SOS Save Our Ship page. That's a donation page on the website.
Plymouth.org, that's P-L-I, not P-L-Y. For you people in Australia, Plymouth.org.
Plimoth, no U.
No you. Okay, thank you. Plimoth.
Correct.
For you people in Great Britain. If you'd like to send a donation, we certainly would accept it. Just go to that website and punch up,
Look up for the Save Our Ship. It's the SOS Save Our Ship page.
and that'll give you all the information you need.
Very easily find it.
All right, you've answered my questions. There's no taxpayer money involved here then.
No, generally not.
That's great. That's great. Now this ship, what's going on? What I see the hull. Am I right? That's the
Right,
hull.
correct.
And
So-
what is that going to be painted or?
It will be painted eventually. What we have been doing this past winter is replacing frames, the main structure of the ship. About 11 frames have been replaced on the interior. But to get at those frames, a number of planks came off, and you could see where the new red paint is. That's all new planking that was installed this past year. And they finished this side, and they've been working on the starboard side, the right-hand side right now, which is where they're caulking. And at the end of this week, we'll put the ship in the water the way it is to help it swell back up. As you know, the wood dries out when it's out of the water. And we'll lower this down on this railway car about halfway down. So the ship is still sitting on the railway car, but in the water. So it can begin to absorb water and swell up again. Then next week, we'll take it back out of the water, let it dry out, and then finish the painting, and any caulking that is still leaking, we can get at that stuff and finally launch it next week.
Next week you'll launch it?
Yes, hopefully. Then it has to sit dockside here at the shipyard for 3 or 4 days when it's finally afloat.
Right.
And we have to get Coast Guard, the Coast Guard has to sign off on the ship to make sure that it's not leaking too badly, that all the repairs are done sufficiently, and then we can leave the shipyard.
Do you have a date?
Not a specific date yet, but one thing I can say is so many people are anxious to hear that date, that when we do have a specific date, we will let everyone know in every way possible, whether it's on the television, on our website, newspapers. People will know when Mayflower is returning to Plymouth.
Okay. Is she going to return under full sail?
She won't return under full sail for a couple of reasons. One, Plymouth is a very shallow harbor, as you might know, and we never sail into Plymouth. We're always towed into Plymouth. And actually a local tugboat, Jaguar, here out of Fairhaven, has been towing Mayflower as long as I've been with her. And so he will tow us into the dock in Plymouth.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Yeah. She's such a magnificent ship. Is there any way we can get inside to see what you've done for repairs?
Yeah.
Don't want to tour the boat.
Yeah.
I just want to see what you've done for repairs.
Sure, I'd be happy to. If you're willing to climb the ladder and come up aboard, we'll...
Which ladder? That ladder in front of me here?
Yeah, the gray one, up to the catwalk, and then up one more level.
That's an upright ladder. That's straight up in the air.
Yeah, mostly.
Send in your vote. Should I do it or shouldn't I? I'll wait here.
Well, maybe Will will climb the ladder for you.
Okay, we're gonna pause just for a minute now while I catch my breath and you catch your breath.
Great.
I don't know how to thank you enough.
I'm so very glad you came.
You've been so gracious and so informative and so educational, and we are not going to call this the end of this episode because it's really only the beginning.
It's one part of a long line of a story of
Yeah.
Mayflower II.
Yep, and we're going to keep you informed. We're going to keep you as long as you'll put up with us.
Sure.
We can come back.
Yeah, we're going to launch the ship next week, as I said, and we'll be back in Plymouth in a couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll see you there.
Oh, well, we're going to see you here, I think, again, because if you could let me know when the ship is going to go in the water,
I will.
I think we'd like to get a shot of that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll let you know. It'll be next week, but I will certainly let you know.
Oh, you let Sarah know?
Sure.
We're talking business now. I shouldn't be doing that. We're going to wrap this up now because I know you've got other things to do, and I can't thank you enough for your information. It was
Well, I
fantastic.
appreciate you coming down. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Take care.
Thank you. Okay. That's like I said, that is not the end. This is only the beginning. We tried to show you as much as we could of the Mayflower II. She's a gorgeous old ship. She belongs to the people of the United States. Actually, she belongs to the world, because without her and the Pilgrims landing in Plymouth that day, I don't know where we'd be. Would we be the United States? Interesting to contemplate. Okay, we're going to see you again. Like I said, not the end, so stay tuned. Here we are at Plymouth Pier. We are awaiting the arrival of Mayflower II. Hey, listen, we've taken you from Fairhaven Shipyard, where the Mayflower II was out of the water, not feeling very well, and they took care of her down there. Boy, did they take care of her. And you know what? All the repairs they did were done with period tools. It took them a little longer than they should have because they were using period tools. Some of the tools I could describe to you, you wouldn't believe it. And it was hot, and it was humid, and they did a great job. And that grand old lady is coming back. But you know what? I feel like I should give another opening here, where I said, hello, Carver. I want to say, hello, world. This old ship that's coming in now, Mayflower II, I can't help but think it's the real Mayflower, the one that came over here with 102 people. And it took 66 days for them to get here. And they came here at the worst time of the year. But you know all that. I think this is a national icon. I think that this stands for America, the greatest country in the world. Anybody dare to argue with that? I think this is the greatest country in the world. And it all started with these people. You know, you talk about walking on the moon, the space. That's great. And I don't diminish that one iota. But think of these people, uneducated for the most part, who came over here to the New World, didn't know what they were getting into, how they were going to survive, but they got here and they created the United States of America, in my opinion. All right, listen. We're going to wait. I'm going to interview a couple of people, see what their attitudes are, and we're going to show you the Mayflower as it comes into port, as we've showed you the Mayflower from the air, as we've showed you the Mayflower as it was getting repaired, as we showed you the Mayflower en route. This is CCAT, by the way, a great organization, manned by a bunch of great people. The guy that's holding the camera on me right now, Ken Burns, one of the greatest guys I ever knew. He keeps telling me he's Ken Bukes. I know better. I know better. And there's our intern working beside me here. I forgot his name. Walter. His name is Walter. Thank you, Ken. And also a great guy. And don't forget the executive director, Rich Goulart. A great guy, a talented guy. He knows what he's doing. And must never forget Will McKinney, he's out in the harbor right now on a boat. getting more shots for you. So CCAT is bringing this all to you. You know what I'm thinking? Channel 5 should be here, Channel 4 should be here. They're not here. We are, because it's for us. We're here at Plymouth's hometown, right here in Plymouth Harbor, where it all started. I can't believe my good fortune in being a part of this. Oh, all right, I've talked a lot. I get paid by the minute, so I get going, I can't stop. We're going to talk to a couple of people just to see what their attitude is. It's a happy day here. A lot of kids, a lot of older people like me, and a lot of families. So, without further ado, let's wander down the road here a little bit. I see a couple of ladies I'd like to talk to right now. So, follow me, will you? I'm standing here by a pilgrim. I've never met a pilgrim before. Could you introduce yourself, sir?
Well, my name's Stephen Hopkins. I travelled here on Mayflower with my family.
And you look well.
Well, Goodman, that is not the first time I've ever crossed the ocean on a ship.
Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. You're not a Viking.
Nay. I was at Jamestown for 4 years.
Oh, my goodness. That's so... Why did you leave Jamestown?
Well, my wife Mary, she died, and when I received word of it, they let me out of my contract that I could return to England to care for my children.
Oh, that's great. I'm sorry that your wife died, of course, but it's great to have you here. How do you like what you've seen so far of this strange new world?
Well, it is, I think, a better place now than Jamestown, for they are built on a swamp down there. Terrible swamp fever. It did take so many people in my time down there. And this land is wondrous in that you can drink the water.
Yes, isn't that great? How long have you been here?
Well, we landed, today is March the 24th it is, and so we landed on Cape Cod in November, and we come into this harbour. Now, I was on the shallop where we did find this harbour. We had to shelter for a night on an island out there. I think they now calls it Clark's Island, for we lost the mast on the shallop. And then we found this, and we sailed back to Cape Cod to bring the ship over. And I think we set anchor out there about the 16th of December and started building our first house on the 25th of December.
So you've only been here a few months, really?
But a few months, but we have enough houses now that the ship will soon be returning to England.
Is food a problem?
Nay, we brought food with us, and now that the spring is on us, of course, we are fishing, and we have learned to hunt some. And this Indian, Tisquantum, he is showing us how to plant the Indian corn.
What was his name again? Squantum?
Tisquantum. Well, that is his Indian name. My neighbors, they cannot pronounce his name, so they do call him Squanto.
Oh, okay.
He's a wondrous lad. He speaks English.
Now, how did that happen?
Well, by some means he found himself in London and lived in the house of a gentleman who taught him how to speak English.
Isn't that something? You must have been startled to see that.
Well, you will see some Indians. When I returned to England, that was when Lady Rebecca had gone to England as well. Lady Rebecca, you may know by her Indian name, Pocahontas.
Of course, yes.
And so you will find some Indians in England. People are very curious about them.
Well, you're a very, very charming gentleman to talk to, and I wish you and all the rest of them the best of luck. I hope that we can build a great country here. Do you think that's possible?
Well, I think it is all in God's hands, but with God's will and the work of our backs, I think all is possible.
And with that great statement, I'm going to take my leave. Thank you, sir.
Oh, God by you, sir. God by you.
Thank you. All right, that was great. As a pilgrim, come over here. Only been here a few months. I think it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, let's move along and see if we can talk to somebody else. I'm standing here by, what's your name?
Joe Meany.
Joe Meany, and you were one of the original members of the Mayflower II, am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. In 57, yep.
How old were you then?
17.
My God, what were you, a cabin boy?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, yes, I was.
I guessed it right then.
I was the American cabin boy.
Isn't that something? Are you still a member of the crew?
Always.
Always a member of the crew, yeah. That was a stupid question. How did you get to England?
The Big Silver Bird.
Okay, and they built the ship in England,
It
right?
was built in Upham, England. Yep.
Was it built in Brixham?
Yeah, in Brixham. Brixham and Upham, I guess, is the county.
And how long did it take you to get here?
We were at sea about, I want to say, just short of 60 days. I don't remember exactly. I should have looked at my diary before I came here today.
That's pretty close to the original voyage,
It was
66.
close, but I think we were a little bit less.
Now, that's great. Would you do it again if you had the opportunity?
Love to.
Yeah. It must have been kind of cramped quarters and uncomfortable living. I got to ask you a very crass question. Was there a men's room on board?
A big one.
Oh, okay. I don't dare to ask what you mean by that.
It was always flushing.
I guess we got that all right. When somebody told me, said that's one of the original members of the crew, I had to come over and talk to you. Do you live in Plymouth, Joe?
No, I live in Marlborough.
Marlborough. I had a very dear friend in Randolph whose name was Joe Maney. Any relation?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to me. I wish you a long and happy life.
Okay, thank you very much, and you too.
Thank you. Joe Maney, our original member of the Mayflower II, came over from England. Pleasure to talk to you. You know, I'm so excited here to see the Mayflower come in and to stand here with the original Mayflower dock. You can't imagine. All right, I'm standing here with Felix the cat, am I right?
Yep, that's my name.
Oh my goodness, you do a nice job. What's the significance of Felix the cat here today with the Mayflower coming in?
Felix the cat was a cat that came on the Mayflower and stayed with the crew. Not only did I catch the mice, but I also made them feel better.
Yes, will certainly make me feel better, but you must be terribly warm in that uniform.
Well, there's a nice breeze, so that's good too.
Well, you've got a good attitude. Thank you so much for talking to me. You are a lovely cat.
Thank you so much. Meow.
Felix the cat. Isn't that great? What a great day. This is fantastic. And remember, the Mayflower is coming. That's the biggest part of this whole day. The Mayflower is coming back home. I'm so glad of that. I'm standing here with two beautiful women and one beautiful guy, if you can call a guy beautiful. But he happens to be. Anyway, are you all related?
Yes.
What's your name?
Cassandra. Brenna. Justin.
Wow, what nice names. Cassandra, Brenna, Dustin, right?
Justin.
Justin, not Dustin?
No.
What do you like best, Dustin or Justin?
Justin.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm just curious. Why are you here today?
To watch the Mayflower come in.
Mayflower II.
Yes.
Why are you here?
Also watching the Mayflower come
Okay,
in.
and you?
Also watching the Mayflower come in.
What was the original voyage of the Mayflower? Do you remember?
No.
What date?
19. No. 16.
Take it easy now. Take your time.
1620.
Yeah, good girl.
Supposed
And
to
how
learn
many
social studies.
how many days did it take him to get here?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's raised his hand. You don't mind, do you?
No. 90.
No.
No, 81.
No, that's my age. How did you know my age? No, it took him 66 days to get here. How many people?
120.
A lot.
Now there's a good answer. That's the kind of answer I generally give. How many people? A lot. Give me another drink. Anyway, how many?
106.
Close. 102. 102 people came over here. And where did they park their boat?
Over there.
No.
Plymouth Harbor.
Yeah, Plymouth Harbor, but where? Can you point that out to me?
Over there by Plymouth Rock.
Not over there by Plymouth Rock. Over there on Plymouth Rock. Okay. Those are good answers. What grade are you in?
6.
Sixth.
6th. 4th.
Fourth. Those are good answers because this is difficult history. It's so ancient, you don't even care about it. What town are you from? Are you from Plymouth?
Yeah.
All from Plymouth?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very, very much for talking to me. I think you're all very, very lovely, and I wish you a long, happy, healthy, that's important, life.
Thank you.
And someday when you go to bed, and you're just before you go to sleep, think of me, will you?
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye now. Lovely, lovely, lovely creatures. These little kids just fascinate the heck out of me. They're so doggone cute, so innocent. Okay, let's see if we can find somebody else to talk to. I'm sure we can. Okay, I'm standing here with may I call you an elderly gentleman?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm just curious. Are we the same age, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
How old are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think now.
All right.
I'm not 80, but I'm getting close.
Getting close to 80.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm 84.
Oh, wow. You're all grown up.
Yes, I am. What are you doing here? You're sitting here in the sun. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for the Mayflower.
You're waiting for the Mayflower.
And my wife to come back. She's coming here, too.
Are you a resident of Plymouth?
I am, yeah.
How long? All your life?
No, 45 years. or
That's
so.
pretty close to all your life.
Yeah, well,
Are you retired?
oh, yeah.
What did you do for work?
I was a tree surgeon for the state highway.
A tree surgeon?
Yeah.
Really? I got a problem with my leg. Could you do something for that?
Oh, sure.
It's a joy to talk to you, sir. And I hope you live another 20 years, 30 years.
Well, I doubt that, but
All right. Talk to you later.
thank you.
Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Jack Creedon.
Jack Creedon?
Yep.
Jack Creedon. Nice guy. Elderly gentleman sitting here in the sun, enjoying a beautiful day and going on television. Don't blame me if you get a lot of calls from pretty girls.
Oh, jeez. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay, nice guy. Everybody here has been nice people. Let's roam around and see if we can talk to one or two more people before the Mayflower comes in. And then I think I got to buy my cameraman a cup of coffee or something. They look very tired. But we don't want to miss that Mayflower. That's important. All right, let's go and find somebody else to talk to. Okay, I'm standing here in front of America's Hometown Shuttle, and you are the bus driver, I would say.
Yeah, I'm the trolley driver. My name's Bob.
Bob, you live in the area?
Actually, no, I live in New Bedford.
New Bedford?
Yes.
And you come over here to do this?
Yes, I work for Plymouth and Brockton. They own a trolley, and they run it for Plymouth.
And the people on the trolley now, when they're on the trolley, do you have to do like a tour?
It's a 50-minute guided tour throughout Plymouth. We see a lot of the major sites. We take you all the way up to the Forefathers Monument.
You go up there?
Yeah, we go all the way to Forefathers Monument, then down to Plymouth Plantation, and all the various sites throughout town. So you get a lot in 50 minutes.
Wow, I guess you do.
Yeah, it's not just a tour about Plymouth itself, about the Pilgrims. You also get a large history of the growth of Plymouth throughout the tour. So you get a lot on a 50-minute tour.
You know, you got a great voice.
Thank you, thank you.
And you're very articulate.
Thanks. My mother raised me right, I guess.
And you're good looking.
Well, don't go that far.
I'm pushing the envelope now.
Yeah, you're
I'm going
pushing the
too far.
envelope,
Yeah. How long have you done this?
This is my first summer doing it. I just came over to this company.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a nice way to spend a day. I meet a lot of interesting people, so it's fun.
How much does it cost?
It is $10 for an adult for just a one ride. They have an all-day pass where you can get on and off the bus anywhere along the tour. And that's $15. Or for a family of four, you can go buy a family pass, which is only $25. Kids are, of course, half price. Anything under 5 is free.
That's great.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's a
great.
good deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. As you can see, it's rather busy. We do tours all the way every day of the week, and we do them all the way up until 4 o'clock is our last tour.
What time do you start?
We start at 9:45 in the morning, and they run every hour after that.
Until 4 o'clock.
Until 4 o'clock.
Does anybody ever give you a bad time? Like, what you just said is wrong?
No, but it's kind of interesting because I've had some teachers on the tour, and there's a couple things that we had information on that they had different information on, like numbers of people on the Mayflower, and there's just certain things that there's always a difference of opinion.
Always, always. Even though you're the master.
Well, I do my best. I'm not the master.
I'm sure you do a very good job too. Thanks so much for talking.
All right.
Get name again?
Bob.
Bob.
Pleasure to meet you. Bob Roderick.
Bob Roderick.
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice name. Good name.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. And this gentleman over here, you sell the tickets.
Yes, my name's John.
Can you do a tour?
No.
Can you drive the bus?
I don't have the license.
You don't have the license. May I ask how old you are?
I'm 23.
23. In college?
I graduated this past spring.
Major?
Communications.
Communications.
Yes.
That's my racket.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Haven't really decided yet. Still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not easy.
No.
Not easy. Thank you very much for talking to me, John, and the best of luck on your decision.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye now. All right, we're gonna walk down here. Keep the camera rolling. There's somebody coming up here that looks familiar to me. You look very familiar. What's your name?
Brian
Brian what?
Simmons.
Brian Simmons. That's my name.
Yeah, my name too.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I came here to see the Mayflower.
You're not at work.
I'm not anymore, not since you called me.
So the money, oh, you had to give that away, right?
Yeah.
So the money that you owe me is probably going to be delayed now.
Oh, absolutely. Not today.
Well, it's good to see you. Nice to have you for a son, too, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks.
Brian Simmons, my kid. Love him to pieces. Okay. Don't say that on the air.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you here?
I am here to see the Mayflower come back at port where it should have been all summer.
Oh, don't say that. That's a bad thing to say. Everybody feels bad about that.
I know.
But
I come down here every day and there's no Mayflower.
Is it true you came over on the original Mayflower?
No,
It's not true.
no.
You can't trust anybody these days, you know. And you, I know you used to be a cop, right?
Right.
How would you like this guy to arrest you? If he was ticked off, I don't care how old you are, I wouldn't cross this guy if you paid me $1 million. Al, how you been?
I've been fine. You, Ken?
Good. How's your leg? I know you got a problem with it.
Hopefully, by the end of the year, it'll be better.
You gonna have it operated on?
As soon as my son gets his operation out of the way, yeah.
Okay. All right. But it's awfully good to see you. You're a nice guy.
Same here.
And I always feel good when you're around. Thanks for talking to me.
All right, so okay.
Have a good
anytime.
day. And you, thank you, young lady, for talking to me. And I'll be seeing you later. Okay. All right.
All right, have a good day.
We're going to take a little break now. We've got to get some water. It's a very hot day out here, but it's a lovely day. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. So don't go away. Gives you a good time to go out and get your favorite beverage, take your shoes off, and live a little with Ken Simmons. I'll be back. Whoa! I'm standing here with who?
Dennis Hanks, the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Plymouth.
Wow. I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless. Why are you here?
Well, we're here with the rest of the crowd to welcome back Mayflower today. It's an exciting day to have her back from dry dock and get it back here on the pier so that all our tourists that are flowing in throughout the summer months can take advantage of it.
I am so excited. I can't tell you. You know, I'm 84 years old, and I have no right to get excited. But I am so excited about this beautiful ship coming back into our port, Plymouth Port. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it. It's going to be a funny question.
I'm ready.
The merchants, your Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
The merchants in this town must have been hurting with the Mayflower gone. Am I right or wrong?
It was absolutely a void in the town of Plymouth. The merchants are welcoming it back, as you can see here. There's many of them in attendance today. But without the Mayflower on the waterfront here, there's always a huge void in the tourism component and also on the commerce side. It's just the mainstay on the waterfront in here and has been for over 50 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great, I want to say tourist attraction, but to me it's an icon of what America stands for.
Well, it's truly our flagship here on the waterfront. We are a historic port. As you know, we're coming up on 400 years of being America's first historic port.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of great things happening along the waterfront. It's a vital part of our economy here. So we're just very, very happy to have it back.
America's hometown. You know, you people who are, am I right? Am I right, camera? No. No, I'm not. Okay, let me turn around. Yes. I don't know how to say this. I hope this goes all over the world, as it can with YouTube. I don't care where you are, Australia, Kenya, Lagos, I don't care where you are. You should come here to see where this great country started. Right here in Plymouth, right here in this harbor, right here on these very grounds. Am I right?
Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, just before we left the office, we had an email from our counterparts over in Plymouth, England, who are very happy to see the Mayflower coming back to port. So it's across the world already.
Yeah, I just talked to 4 English people who are over here for 2 weeks. They heard the Mayflower is coming back. They extended their stay for another 2 weeks just to see the Mayflower.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not inexpensive to stay here, but you know what? It's not that expensive either. Come to Plymouth, America's hometown. What a great country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chamber of Commerce, incredible. As Rob, where is Rob or Sarah? Sarah.
Yes.
Would you come on camera with me? Lovely young lady.
I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person, but that's okay.
Would you stand here?
Sure. What would you like?
I'm going to see if you can get a shot of my ugly face too. Sarah what?
Sarah McDonald.
Sarah McDonald. Sarah's a biblical name. You knew that.
It is, and it's a family name. I'm one of many Sarahs in our family.
Lovely name. I know 3 Sarahs in my life now that I know you.
Oh.
And the other one is Sarah Vaughn, remember her?
Okay. Yes.
They
yes.
called her Sassy. Do they call you that?
They do not, but if you'd like, you could call me so.
That's sweet of you.
Do your Sarahs have H's?
No, S-A-R-A-H.
Yes.
Do you?
That's the proper way, yes.
Oh, yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. All right, why are you here?
I'm here for Mayflower II's triumphant return after 8 long months of dry dock.
Well put, well put. Triumphant return is well put. What do you do with the plantation?
I do the PR for Plymouth Plantation.
Well, they couldn't have picked anybody better.
Oh, aren't you sweet?
Yeah, no, PR, you know, I don't want to bore the people, but when I was working, I did PR.
Did you? I could see you do
And the
that.
kind of PR I did was unbelievable. All I had to do was entertain customers.
Oh.
Make them like me. That's all.
Even better.
Unlimited expense account. It was unbelievable.
Those must have been the good days, huh?
Oh, they were great. How long have you been?
6 whole long months.
6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of new to.
I'm very new.
Well-
I'm new to this organization. I'm new to Mayflower.
Well, according to what I see, you're new to the world. You're just a
we're gonna be
baby.
good friends, aren't we, Ken?
You're just a baby. You're not married.
I am married.
Are you married? Children?
I have 2 young kids. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. How old?
2 and 4. No, 2 and 5. Excuse me.
Best time of your life.
Yeah. Yes.
I wish I could do that all over again.
Great. Well, I'll send them your way.
Well put. What's in the future for the Mayflower?
Mayflower II, we are working very diligently on a 7-year restoration plan to get her ship shape and fully restored for 2020, which is, I'm sure as you're aware, is the 400th anniversary of the original Plymouth Pilgrims. Yes.
Does that mean she'll be under repair every year?
Every year, yes. She will be going into dry dock after we close in December, and we'll be back on schedule before we open in March.
A lot of work.
A lot of work, but a lot of exciting work, and it's very important work too.
Being a PR person, this is a question you probably won't welcome. Who funds it?
Who funds it? That's a very good question.
If you don't want to answer it, don't.
We are very reliant on the public's donations, and
Of course.
most 70% of the revenue from Plymouth Plantation comes through the gate, through our ticket sales.
If somebody wants to donate, how do they do it?
We would encourage people to do so. We love help, and every little gift helps. We do have a special website. It's www.plymouth, that's PLIMOTH.org/SOS, and the SOS stands for Save Our Ship.
Did you get that now? Do it one more time.
Sure. It's plymouth.org/SOS, and that's www.plimoth.org/SOS.
All one word.
All one word.
Well, there you are. If you want to send in a donation, that's certainly worthwhile. Again, I think this is America's icon. Mayflower II, to me, is America's icons. What they came over so that they could have religious freedom. Am I right?
This is true.
And we've been fighting for that ever since. This is a great country. It gets sick every once in a while, but we bounce back. We come back, and we're going to keep doing that. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being on with me, and the best of luck in your new job,
Great.
your new life, and your children. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate the support.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
can we do the Plymouth Plantation someday?
Absolutely.
A show?
Whatever you want. Yeah, full access.
Thank you. I'll give you a call.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. She's Sarah McDonald, beautiful girl, lovely lady, knows what she's doing, and she goes ahead and does it. Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, let's pause just for a moment. I'm standing here with a nice gentleman. He's the guy that got me started with the show. And what's your name?
Rob Cluin.
Rob Cluin, and you're?
I'm the director of marketing and communications at Plymouth Plantation.
Wow. How long?
I've been there for 2 years, a little over 2.
Enjoy the job?
I love Plymouth Plantation. You know, I've been living in Plymouth now for about 12 years, and I've visited Plymouth Plantation and have always enjoyed it. Now, working for this incredible living history museum has just been a dream come true for me.
You know, I don't know how you feel because I'm not in your job, but just to come to Plymouth and think about what happened here so many years ago just fills me with awe.
Yes, and I have come to appreciate that even more as our history and learning more. I'm working with some incredibly talented museum professionals and scholars and role players, interpreters, and I'm learning the story firsthand.
That's fantastic. Earlier, off camera, you said that you now have taken over the Jenny Gristmill?
Plymouth Plantation added another really exciting exhibit this year to its other exhibits, its other sites, and that is the gristmill here in Plymouth. It was called Jenny Gristmill. We're calling it the Plymouth Gristmill, and it's an exciting new exhibit for us where there's a lot going on there in the way of technology exhibits and exhibits about the herring run, and of course the story about the gristmill itself. It's built on a historic site, and there's a wonderful story that goes around the gristmill. We're also grinding corn at that.
Wow, you're grinding corn?
We're grinding corn on
that big wheel?
on certain days yes, we are, and we're producing incredible cornmeal. They say it's some of the best. Actually, makes the best corn muffins.
That's incredible. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've got to go out. Is a restaurant still there?
There's also a restaurant that Plymouth Plantation does not own the restaurant part, but yes, it's there, and it's something that I think people would love to visit as well when they're visiting the gristmill.
It's a great area. Now, Mr. Jenny, did he come over on the Mayflower?
Yes. Well, he was one of the colonists as well, and but the Plymouth gristmill was a mill that was built in 1636, so that was a little bit beyond the original colony.
Oh, yeah, right. I didn't know that. I thought it was built in 1621. It couldn't have been.
No, that's right. No, it was a little bit a while down the line from the original colony.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. You do a wonderful, wonderful job, and I hope you have many, many, many more happy years in that job. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. We appreciate this.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, that was very, very interesting. He's a nice guy. Thank you so much.
Your interview style. It's very exuberant.
Thank you so much. Hey, he's a man of good taste too, apparently. So, there's a band up here that's playing. I'd like to go talk to them. So, if I can get my cameraman's attention, we'll go up and talk to them. I'm standing here with Dr.
Walter Powell.
Walter Powell, how are you?
I'm just fine, thank you.
MD?
PhD.
PhD.
The kind that doesn't make any money.
I know what you mean. PhD in what, if I may ask?
In history.
Oh, jeez. You know something? If I were young again, I would immerse myself in history. It's so doggone interesting.
You know, it's the old joke that once you're past 50, you are history.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Lived in Plymouth all your life?
No, actually, I've just come here just a few weeks ago from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
From one history town to another.
Yeah. Do you live in Gettysburg?
Well, I'm now living here. Just
living here.
relocated.
Okay.
And very excited.
Did you live in Gettysburg?
I did. In fact, my wife is still there. We're in transition right now.
Stop my heart. I can't believe it. Gettysburg is going to be fascinating.
It is. You know, it's a place like Plymouth, rich in tradition, great deal of passion, as you know. I mean, the Civil War nuts everywhere, as we jokingly call them.
Yeah.
And what excites me is all of the comparisons that I see between Plymouth and the challenges it faces and the challenges that Gettysburg continues to face.
What is your title, Doctor?
I'm the new director of the Mayflower Society, or as we call it, the General Society Mayflower Descendants.
Are you a descendant?
I am not, at least as far as I know, although I'm beginning to find out more.
Howell says, almost says it could be.
Well, that's true, and,
Yeah.
and I know of Dutch ancestry. I joke that maybe they were trying to do business with the Pilgrims.
Now, it's interesting you mention that because the Pilgrims actually came from Holland, right?
Well, they came from Holland directly before coming here.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Spending a long time there.
They escaped from England to Holland.
Right.
I use the word escape loosely, am I right?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. We're in Holland for nearly 8 years before realizing they needed to get away from a culture that was changing their children. They didn't feel comfortable there anymore and took the great risk, of course, of coming here.
And yet, I read in certain tomes that I read that the Pilgrims were not a bunch of religious saints.
Well, of course, it depends.
A couple of the men were rogues.
Depends on who you talk to about that. But I think what you're hinting at is more than half of the passengers were not among the separatists, not among those who were coming for religious reasons, but for other reasons.
Yeah.
Like John Alden, of course, who was a carpenter, signed on board.
That's right, he was a carpenter, yeah.
And Miles Standish, who was hired because he had military experience, and the Pilgrims needed someone who had been in the New World, who had experience as a military commander, but was not originally part of the separatist movement.
You know something, Doctor? I could talk to you all day, but we don't have the time.
And the real experts are around me, not me.
Oh, get out of here! You are very articulate, very very well read, and very well informed. And I think we should do a show on it because, to me, the Mayflower II is an icon of what this country stands for. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. In fact, it's a symbol, really, of religious freedom, of the immigrant experience. Not just that, but everybody coming to America from
the whole
another
Megillah,
place.
the
Yes,
whole Megillah,
the whole banana.
It started here 400 years ago.
That's right.
And look at the incredible country has evolved from that feeble effort. Unbelievable.
They could not foresee, I think, what an extraordinary nation this would become of immigrants.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if one of them could come back and look around and say, my God, the Mayflower hamburg stand. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Enjoy the
it.
day.
Thank you very much. You too. All right. That was great. That was just great. I'm getting people that are coming up here and just filling my head with information. All right. Let's do one more. I'm standing here with the master of the ship. You did a magnificent job. Peter Aronston, how are you?
Very relieved and a little tired, to be honest, but very happy to be back in Plymouth.
You did it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
We went up in a helicopter this morning,
were?
about
That
6
was you.
o'clock, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. The weather, we couldn't have asked for a better day.
You had some fog this morning, though.
Actually, we did not down in Buzzards Bay. I understand it was foggy here in
Yeah.
Plymouth and Cape Cod Bay,
Yeah.
but not, we've had clear weather the entire day.
When I saw you coming in, when I saw that old lady coming in, you know, the butterflies on my stomach just erupted.
Yeah, it was exciting to have such a meaning for so many people coming back to Plymouth. It was
Oh,
very
my
exciting.
God, you can't imagine. This has got to go worldwide. This is
well,
gonna
let's
go-
hope so.
that
Maybe you
face
can
of
help
yours-
us do that.
That face of yours is going to be famous
Oh,
worldwide
dear.
if I have anything to say about it.
Well, thanks. I've got to help get the ship ready to open to the public.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much for talking
Great to
us.
see you.
And good luck.
Yeah.
We'll be talking again.
Good, great.
Okay, thank you. All right, Peter Aronston, the master of the Mayflower, and he does a great job. He works hard, and he works long, and he's very, very committed. I think he's a great guy. I think it's a great ship. I think this has been a great day. I had great cameraman, Kenny Bukes. This gentleman's name here, Dustin, and Will McKinney, and Walter. They've been up since 6 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock this morning, right?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock this morning on that helicopter. They got some shots, they tell me, that are spectacular. And I'm sure they have because they're great cameramen. Listen, thank you very much for listening. I should have explained earlier on, I didn't wear a hat in the first part of the show, but the sun got so bad, and I have a bald pate, so I put on my hat. I hope you don't mind. Thank you so much for watching On the Air, the show that informs, educates, and entertains. I think we did that today. This is a show that should go around the world. I think it will. I am excited. I'm tired. I've got a Manhattan waiting for me. It's chock full of ice. I'm going home, slip off my shoes and my coat, and enjoy a Manhattan. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll be back with another show with all these guys. This has been brought to you by CCAT, Community Access Television. It's a fantastic. If you're not watching it, you should be. Channels 13, 14, and 15. Give them a try. Your friends, your neighbors. You're going to like what you see. You're going to see what you like. Goodbye. I love you.